Hey there, 8th graders, and welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we're going to uncover a totally hidden force that actually influences your studying every single day. We're talking about how the physical and digital layout of the words you read completely rewires how your brain processes them. You see, it's not just about the words on the page. It's really about how those words are built and presented to you. So, I want you to think about your own habits for a quick second. Have you ever sat down at your computer absolutely determined to research just one specific thing for a science project, only to end up clicking random links, and suddenly, bam, an entire hour has vanished? Yeah, we've all been there. The screen you're looking at right now is actively changing the way your brain learns and absorbs information. Now, you might be thinking, why does an English lesson on text layout even matter? Well, structure isn't just some boring academic requirement invented by teachers. It actually reflects God's character. 1 Corinthians 14:40 reminds us, but all things should be done decently and in order. God loves order, and by understanding how an author intentionally organizes information, whether that's in a heavy book or on a flashy website, it helps us seek truth much more effectively and honestly, much more wisely. Okay, let's look at our quick roadmap for today. 1. Why text layout matters. 2. The power of print. 3. The dynamic digital world. 4. Choosing your reading medium. And 5. The godly learner philosophy. All right, diving right into section 1, why text layout matters, focusing on strategy and purpose. So both digital and print texts deliver information, right? But their layouts completely change how you travel through that info. Print basically forces you to read linearly. You go page by page, logically following the author's intended path, straight from start to finish. Digital, on the other hand, that gives you nonlinear navigation. It lets you scroll endlessly, jump around using menus, or click links that catapult you to entirely different websites. And here's a quick heads up for you as a student. If you don't consciously adjust your reading strategy for the layout you're currently using, you're going to run into trouble. If you treat a digital website exactly like a printed novel, you might miss the core message entirely or totally misunderstand the author's main purpose. You absolutely have to be an active, strategic reader. Moving along to section 2, the power of print. It's all about focus and structure. Let's step into the totally fixed, highly focused world of traditional print text. There's a solid reason schools have relied on this for centuries. Print relies heavily on a very predictable structure. Just think about the features you see every day. Fixed chapters and paragraphs, page numbers telling you exactly where you are, and text formatting like bold words, italics, or underlines. And the images? They're carefully placed right inside the narrative flow. This entire structure acts like a guide rail, safely taking you from the very beginning of the text to the very end without getting lost. And honestly, this brings us to the ultimate superpower of print. It gives you the ability to read a gripping short story or maybe a complex historical document without a single pop-up ad stealing your attention. It offers a totally uninterrupted reading experience. When you need absolute focus, print is definitely your best friend. Okay, section 3, the dynamic digital world. Interactive and live. Now let's switch gears to the interactive elements of digital text that build a completely different, really fast-paced experience. Just look at these layout features. You've got scrolling pages, tabs, menus, hyperlinks, moving elements, and interactive infographics. All of these specific digital tools create a non-linear web of information. You aren't just walking down a single path anymore, you're exploring a massive web. It allows for a highly personalized, kind of choose-your-own-adventure style of reading, where you decide exactly what to click on next. But one of the greatest advantages of digital text is that it's literally alive. Think about your favorite weather app or website. It doesn't just give you a static, boring picture. It gives you live radar maps that refresh and update every few minutes. Real-time updates are absolutely impossible to pull off on a printed page, making digital layouts incredibly powerful for following current events. Section 4, choosing your reading medium. Time for the matchup. So, the really crucial point here is knowing when to use each format. A master builder knows exactly which tool to grab from their toolbox, right? Let's put these two reading mediums head-to-head in real-world scenarios so you know exactly when to use them. Say you're exploring a massive history text. Print forces a strict linear order, but digital lets you click on any time period you want. The advantage there goes to digital for personalized navigation. What about sports scores? Well, print can only give you yesterday's static scores. Digital updates instantly as the games are actually happening. Advantage? Digital. But look at the short story. In print, your attention stays completely locked on the words. In digital, Ads, notifications, and links are constantly pulling you away. The advantage clearly goes to print for uninterrupted focus. The medium truly changes the message, guys. I'm going to pause right here and throw a homework question directly at you. How do live updates in digital texts affects their usefulness? Take a quick beat and think critically about that sports score example we just went over. How does that constant updating actually change your experience? Okay, here's the key takeaway. Live updates make digital texts highly useful when you need instant facts right now. However, that constant refreshing, the buzzing notifications, and the temptation to check back every 5 minutes, well, that can seriously reduce your overall focus. It's totally a double-edged sword. Instant news is a superpower, but the medium directly threatens your deep concentration. Let's try another Socratic question to keep your mind active. Which format do you think is better for in-depth study, and why? Like, if you have a massive final exam coming up, which academic tool should you physically reach for? Let me just confirm this for you right now. Print is way better for in-depth study. It provides an uninterrupted, completely distraction-free reading experience. While digital is fantastic for quick navigation and grabbing fast facts, print's beautiful lack of pop-ups, links, and notifications makes it the vastly superior choice for focused, deep learning where you actually retain the information. And finally, Section 5, the Godly Learner Philosophy, Finding Wisdom in Learning. Let's take today's lesson a step further. We're taking this from a simple academic reading strategy and transforming it into true spiritual wisdom. As a student at HeroesMart Academy, you really need to understand our core philosophy. Education must intertwine with biblical morality. Why is that? Because education without morality can actually hurt us. Gaining knowledge and intelligence is great, absolutely, but that intelligence must be used to help you make wise, God-honoring choices, rather than just making you a more capable person in the world. We read in Romans chapter 8, verses 6 and 7, "For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace." This applies directly to your screen time. Keeping your mind spiritually centered, even when you're deciding how to safely navigate digital texts and dealing with the massive distractions of the internet, leads directly to life and peace. A distracted, wandering mind online can lead to a lot of trouble, but a focused, spiritually minded learner always finds peace. So here's my challenge to you as an 8th grader. Go after that academic excellence. Learn to master both digital research and deep print study. But as you use these new skills in navigating texts, use them to become a wise, God-honoring learner. Keep your mind actively centered on God, on truth, on wisdom, and on making righteous choices without getting completely lost in the noise of the digital world. I'm going to leave you with this final, provocative thought to chew on. How will you use your reading habits to honor God's order and truth this week? The very next time you sit down to study, look at the text in front of you. Is it print or digital? And ask yourself how you can use that specific tool to seek truth and honor God. Keep learning, keep focusing, and I will see you in our next explainer.